wanted to read to you a book that is one of my favorites from when I was little, and I wanted to dedicate this to my friend Tanya, and it's also her favorite book. The book's name is Corduroy. Let's look at the front cover. What do you think this story is going to be about? Did you say it was going to be about a bear? If you did, pat yourself on the back. I think you're probably right. Let's find out. I'm going to turn the book this way. And I'm going to do this. There we go. Corduroy is a bear who once lived in the toy department of a big store. Day after day, he waited with all the other animals and dolls for somebody to come along and take him home. That's his face waiting for a family to take him home. The store was always filled with shoppers buying all sorts of things, but no one ever seemed to want a small bear in green coveralls. Then one morning, a little girl stopped and looked straight into Corduroy's bright eyes. "Oh, Mommy," she said, "look, there's the very bear I've always wanted." "Not today, dear," her mother sighed. "I've spent too much already. Besides, he doesn't look new. He's lost the button to one of his shoulder straps. Can you see in the picture where Corduroy is missing one of his shoulder straps? Can you point to it for me?" "You're right, it's here. There's one white button and one missing." Have you ever been at the store with your moms and dads and asked for something and then they said not today? Sometimes it's hard to wait for things, isn't it? Corduroy watched them sadly as they walked away. Look at Corduroy's face. See how sad he looks? And then there's the little girl looking at him. She also looks sad, but I'm really proud of her for holding on to her mommy's hand in the store. Sorry, friends. "I didn't know I'd lost a button," he said to himself. "Tonight I'll go and see if I can find it." Who here is good at finding things? Give me a thumbs up if you're good at finding things. I bet you are. Sorry, this is my friend Bucky. Bucky's listening to the story too. Late that evening, when all the shoppers had gone and the doors were shut and locked, Corduroy climbed carefully down from his shelf and began searching everywhere on the floor for his lost button. Who remembers what shape that button was? Did you say it was a circle? I bet you did. If you did, pat yourself on the back. See him looking? Okay, we need Bucky to move. Bye, Bucky. Thanks for playing. Suddenly, he felt the floor moving under him. Quite by accident, he had stepped onto an escalator and up he went. An escalator is moving stairs. Have you ever been on moving stairs before? Sometimes they're at the mall or at the hospital. Could this be a mountain, he wondered? I think I've always wanted to climb a mountain. Look at that. See how brave he is? He's on an adventure. He stepped off the escalator as it reached the next floor, and there before his eyes was the most amazing sight. Tables, and chairs and lamps and sofas and rows of beds. This must be a palace, Corduroy gasped. I guess I've always wanted to live in a palace. Look at all that furniture. Tell me one piece of furniture that you see. I see a lamp and a couch, a pillow, a table and chairs, a bed. He wandered around and admired the furniture. This must be a bed, he said. I've always wanted to sleep in a bed. And up he crawled onto the large, thick mattress. All at once he saw something small and round. What did he see, friends? You are right, he saw a button. What was he looking for? A button. Why, here's my button, he cried, and he tried to pick it up, but like all the other buttons on the mattress, it was tied down tight. He yanked and pulled with both paws until pop, off came the button and off the mattress Corduroy toppled. Bang into the tall floor lamp. Over it fell with a crash. Can you make a crashing sound for me? Oh, that was loud. Corduroy didn't know it, but there was someone else awake in the store. The night watchman was doing his rounds on the floor above. When he heard the crash, he came dashing down the escalator. Do you think dashing means going fast or slow? It means going fast. Now, who in the world did that? He exclaimed. Somebody must be hiding around here. He flashed his light under and over sofas and beds until he came to the biggest bed of all. And there he saw two fuzzy brown ears sticking up from under the cover. This is my favorite picture in the book. Can you see Corduroy's ears sticking out? Can you point to them? Hello, he said. How did you get upstairs? The night watchman tucked Corduroy under his arm and carried him down the escalator and set him on the shelf in the toy department with the other animals and dolls. Look at Corduroy went back to sleep. Corduroy was just waking up when the first customers came into the store in the morning, and there, looking at him with a wide, warm smile, was the same little girl he'd seen only the day before. I'm Lisa, she said, and you're going to be my very own bear. Last night I counted what I've saved in my piggy bank, and my mother said I could bring you home. Shall I put him in a box for you? The sales lady asked. Oh, no, thank you, Lisa answered, and she carried Corduroy home in her arms. She ran all the way up 4 flights of stairs and into her family's apartment and straight to her own room. Look at Lisa's face. She looks so happy. Corduroy blinked. There was a chair and a chest of drawers, and alongside a girl-sized bed, stood a little bed just the right size for him. The room was small, nothing like that enormous palace in the department store. "This must be home," he said. "I know I've always wanted a home." Lisa sat down with Corduroy on her lap and began to sew a button on his overalls. "I like you the way you are," she said, "but you'll be more comfortable with your shoulder strap fastened." What is she doing? She's fixing his button. "You must be a friend," said Corduroy. "I've always wanted a friend." "Me too," said Lisa, and gave him a great big hug. The end. Boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed this story, Corduroy by Don Freeman. Sometimes when I'm sad, I like to listen to a good book that has a happy ending, like Corduroy. Tune in next time for our next book. Bye-bye, friends.